What does a property manager need to post? What do they need to talk about? You have all these nice properties, but with a vacation rental, you actually want to sell the dream of the property. So you want to sell the vacation.
There's so many properties out there, especially if your main source of business is the OTAs, and you've got to do something to differentiate. Whether that's showing your team, whether it's a mascot, whether it's just using video way more than your competition, because most of the competition is not using video. Those are the companies that win their market.
Sometimes you see they flood it and maybe they're not seeing impact, so they stop it. And, it's consistency. Like Alex and I've learned with the podcast, consistency is really key. But I think that some people get overwhelmed by it because they're not seeing an impact.
We'll start the show in just a minute, but first, a word from our premier brand sponsor.
Hi, my name is Julie Bird. I'm the president of Cabo Villas, and we're part of the Nocturne Luxury Villas collection. I've been with Cabo Villas for more than 23 years. When I first learned our company was going to be sold and that Nocturne was coming in, my immediate concern was for my team. Naturally, questions came up. Would they keep their jobs? Would their pay or roles change? Would their benefits be protected? As a leader, ensuring stability and security for my team was my top priority. What quickly reassured me was seeing Nocturne's commitment, not just in retaining our employees, but to actually enhancing their experience. They invested in our people, improving compensation models, strengthening benefits, and creating new opportunities for growth. Nocturne brought resources, expertise, and a culture that aligned with our values, which made me excited about what the future could hold for both our team and our homeowners. We were also concerned about whether our identity as a local expert would be honored and maintained. It quickly became clear that Nocturne respects the local expertise of our teams while providing new ways to make all aspects of our business even stronger. The results have been significant across every area: bookings, visibility, and homeowner engagement. While our digital marketing was already strong, Nocturne has elevated to a entirely new level. We're seeing steady growth in bookings, and just as importantly, we're attracting new homeowners to our portfolio. Even in a down market, we're consistently outperforming our 2024 numbers, a clear sign that the strategies and resources we now have in place are working. I would tell any company leader considering joining us that Nocturne is a partner you can trust to honor your brand while helping you take it further than you could on your own. What truly sets Nocturne apart is both the culture and the leadership. Their approach is people-centric. They genuinely care about you, your team, and the values that make your brand unique. If you want to protect what you've built while joining a team of the industry's best with the resources and collaboration to unlock new opportunities, Nocturne is the right partner.
If you're considering your next chapter, go to nocturneluxuryvillas.com to see how they can help you protect your legacy while unlocking new opportunities. Welcome to Alex and Annie, the Real Women of Vacation Rentals. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie.
And we are joined today by Marissa Galle, who is the founder of Click Media. And today, if you're not watching on YouTube, you definitely should, because we are the ladies in orange. Marissa is always a lady in orange at these shows, but it's so good to see you, Marissa.
Thank you. It's really nice to be here. Thank you for that.
So, Marissa, we got to meet you at the Women's Conference back in Charleston in August, and it was great to finally meet you, but we didn't get a chance to spend a lot of time with you. So I don't know a lot about you and your background. So I thought before we got started, you could introduce yourself to me and our guests. Tell us a little bit about your history and what brought you to start this company.
Yeah. So I'm Marissa, and I started Click Real Estate Photography. I'm actually the CEO of Click Real Estate Photography. And we started this company actually first as a video production company in 2018 in Las Vegas. So my husband and I, we met in Belgium, and he had this wild idea that he wanted to move to the US. And I was like, okay, why not? Let's just try this. Let's give it a year. And so, we moved to Vegas. We started our video production company, 2425 Media. And a year later, when we get our visas and everything ready, COVID hits. And it hit hard. Yeah. So we were a startup company. And what do you do then? In 2023, we pivoted our whole idea of our company, and we moved to Orlando, where we started, where Click was born, and where we actually started working together with Casiola Vacation Homes. So Frank started photographing all their properties. I already did their marketing, so their social media management. So I already knew Dennis, and that's how everything actually started. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize, I knew you were from somewhere overseas, but I didn't realize it was Belgium. But that's also very interesting because that's where Dennis is from, right?
Yes. Yes.
So is that how you met, or was there a connection before?
Yeah. So Dennis and Frank, they knew each other from Belgium. Frank was in the media industry, and Dennis ran a company where they print brochures and
Yes,
flyers.
that's right. Yeah.
No, he told us about that.
Yeah. We've had him on the show a couple times.
What a small world. And you chose Vegas of all the places to go.
Yes.
Belgium.
Isn't that amazing?
Talk about an alternative reality.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, for us, it gave a good connection. We already traveled to Vegas for vacation, and Frank came there a lot because he was in the media industry. He was a TV producer and a host in Belgium. So he knew the area, and it is the place to be for video productions. Like, it was close to LA. It was easy for him. Like, he worked together with Warner Brothers, for example. So it was easy for him to travel back and forth to LA to get those jobs done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why we picked Vegas. And, we're used to having red carpets and everything in Belgium because of Frank. So Vegas was kind of our, it was the closest to our lifestyle.
Wow. That's so cool. Well, and now you guys moved to Orlando, which, I mean, Orlando is also not just like a run of the mill place either. I mean, not quite as the same hustle and bustle as Vegas, but also pretty busy area.
Yeah. Yeah, we love the theme parks here, and like the vacation rental industry, it's so big because of that. And that's actually the best decision we made in 2023, to come over here and not just let the business fail, but really work for it. And we had to start from scratch again.
Wow.
Yeah. So we already did that when we arrived in Vegas, and then we came here in Orlando, and we just had to start all over again.
Wow. Well, you guys have done an incredible job. And I remember I met you last year for the first time at Favor in Orlando, and didn't really know you guys there, but I saw you, and then I saw Frank, running around taking pictures. And I was on stage moderating a panel, and his drone video, like, it came from the back of the room, and I thought it was going to just like hit me right in the face. And I was like, I don't know what's going on right now. Obviously he knew exactly what he was doing. He was not going to hit me, but he did such an incredible job. I remember watching the video of that event afterwards, and it was a great event, but you guys really know how to tell a story of an event and really just showcase, like, capture the energy, show the fun, show the interesting moments. And that's really been something that's been lacking within our industry at most conferences, I would say. There's just, there's not enough of really being able to see what happened. And, that's obviously what led you to VRMA, where you're going to be back in Vegas. And by the time this airs, it will have already actually happened. But there's so much that can be, understood better when people can see things visually through video. And I love what you guys have done for the industry. You were at DARM also. You did a wonderful video for Boom when we won the Battleground. That was super cool. But, I mean, you guys are very, very, very creative. So you're a welcome addition into our conference.
Yeah. It's actually all Frank. He's so creative, and he has it all in his head, and he knows exactly how to film it and how to make, sometimes from something boring, just still make it entertaining and make it look fun. And that's what they want on those conferences. That's why they all start asking us, like, hey, we have all these things going on, like DARM, they had fireworks and they have all the good food and everything. But if you don't capture it, then only the people that were there know about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
You also want to bring the people there that, you want to create a FOMO, like the people that were not able to make it, they want to make it next year. So yeah, he's really good at that. I'm really happy that we can do this team together, and we can build a company that we both love.
Yeah. So you started this out as like real estate stuff, right? So was it just to help realtors, or was this also within the rental side of things?
So I was a realtor in Las Vegas. There, I actually noticed that it was really hard to find a photographer that knew what he was doing. Mm-hmm. And I started asking Frank, like, hey, can you take my photos? But of course, he has a background in video production, and that it's not the same as photographing and making videos of properties.
Right. Yeah.
So the first year, it was a little trial and error. Um, but we did it, and eventually he really listened to what the client wanted, and we just every feedback that we got, we just kept on changing it. That's why we also tell our clients, like, hey, we will edit your pictures until you are happy, or we will edit your video until you are happy, because you're paying us to get something that you want. It doesn't have to be, we have our own style. We want to have everything bold, but it's still the client that needs to like it. So we just keep on going until our client is happy.
Yeah. So as far as what you do for vacation rental companies now, obviously you got a really good footing in Orlando with Cassiola, and I'm sure many others in that area, but are property managers hiring you to come do their, pictures when they get a new rental on their program, virtual tours? Like what's the whole offering look like?
We have a really close connection with a lot of property managers now here in Orlando. And it's mostly going to start with pictures. So they all want to have interior, exterior photos of their properties. And then they're going to look, okay, how can we stand out in this market? Like the pictures are already great, but we want to have video. We want to have 3D tours, for example. And our strongest point in this is that Frank has his video production background, so that he is able to create this video. So a lot of other real estate photography companies, they're really good in making pictures or like learning how to use the Matterport camera, but that video aspect is really something different. And that makes us the strongest in our market in Orlando, that now everyone wants to pivot to social media. They want to have reels and want to have videos. So that's going to be the most, the core services that they'll schedule.
We'll be back in just a minute, but first, a word from our premier brand sponsor.
I'm Arlen Buznitz with Destined Dreamers. I'm the CEO. We've been working with Explory now 2 years. Before Explory, the guests, if they wanted extra experiences outside the house, they had to go pay for it. With Explory, now we're offering free tickets, and guests can come in knowing that they have many free activities without having to pay additional. We start with Explory because we wanted to enhance the guest experience, give us a competitive advantage in the area, and also cause more people to book. When a guest books with us, they have the opportunity to experience 10 plus different activities through Explory. We're talking golf, parasailing, snorkeling, dolphin cruises, miniature golf, water park, tiki cruise to Crab Island, all that. So it's quite a good value that the guest gets. Our brand is that we are more than a stay, and this helps us solidify that because, yes, the guests get all these free experiences. What's helped with Explory is it does show up in the reviews, and then also it's really helped our sales team. When people are trying to decide between houses, it gives us another little extra shove to push them towards going with us versus another company. In our county, there's over 7,000 vacation rentals. Many options, so you have to be distinct. Explorer has been great to work with. When you're dealing at the volume we deal with, there's going to be issues that pop up once in a while. And I know and have experienced that they're easily resolved, and they're very receptive to ideas too, because in this fast moving vacation rental world, there's always ways to update systems, and Explorer is very good at updating, upgrading, and making sure that guests and us have a great experience. I'll be asked, do I recommend Explorer? If it is somebody who's outside our market, I say yes. If it's somebody who's inside our market, I say no, because I don't want the competition. The reason I recommend Explorer is because it is a simple, easy, inexpensive way to enhance the guest experience. And just for that small fee per night, we are able to provide incredible benefits to the guests.
Looking to take your guest experience to the next level? Explory helps you stand out by connecting guests to curated, complimentary local activities. And now, Alex and Annie listeners get free onboarding when you join as a new partner. This exclusive offer is valid through November 30th, 2025. Click the link in the description to get started today.
So what are you seeing in terms of I guess creativity within videos? You see people like, I've seen the Matterports, and I've seen people who just kind of do those walk-arounds with things, and it's kind of like, that's nice. But the homes in Orlando, so many of them, they're big. And to try to really showcase how big they are. I know some of those homes, like just you walk into like the main room, the ceilings are 20 feet tall, and they're just huge. And so how are you guys differentiating yourself from other people that do video to like make them fun and captivating and really tell the story of what some of these homes have to offer?
Well, it's going to be our editing style. So the way how we film the property and then edit it afterwards, we try to put a lot of dynamic in it. And we also have an FPV drone that is actually the drone that you saw in the conference. It's the little orange one that you thought that was almost going to hit your head.
Yeah, it looks like an alien coming at you.
Yes. So that drone it's like with kind of goggles on. So he has to hide in a closet somewhere. And that drone actually, it's really cool to see. Like he's flying first person view through the property. So
Wow.
it's really going to show you how this property is.
Yeah.
But we make this nice combination of a video with some of those shots to make it more dynamic. Like if there's a bunk bed and it's, for example, a cave, the bunk bed is built into a cave or something, then the FPV drone can actually fly through the smallest holes to just show them like, hey, this is not just a bed. It's not just a cave, but it's also
wow. That's cool.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure the kids love that because all the kids are like, I want to go down that slide or I want to see what's in there. And now they really get to experience it before they even get to the house. Very cool.
I think the biggest house that Frank did, 23,000 square feet.
Wow. I was going to say that, but that was a long day of shooting on that one, I bet. A lot of closets to hide in.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, I think we all know this, and most people do. But I mean, your picture quality, your video quality, it makes a night and day difference in terms of your performance, in terms of your revenue. I mean, it really is incremental as far as what you can achieve when you have the right, media assets to promote these properties. But I know in my days, with running the company I was with for many years, we had different photographers. We used some of the different 3D tours, and it's like, it was good for what those days were at the time. But when we started kind of upping our game, which was just kind of basic as far as things are nowadays, the step below that basic was the property manager going out, not even on an iPhone, on whatever their flip phone was, and taking pictures of the property. So the pictures were terrible in the early days. And it's like, I've seen kind of the evolution of like, all right, there's the professionalism kind of got there. And you still see on Airbnb, plenty of listings that they still have not even gotten to that. But I think, the challenge that most managers face now too, especially, and this is why it's interesting that you do social media with it, is, okay, we've got these beautiful pictures of these properties, but it's boring to go to a property manager's social media page and just see pictures upon pictures upon pictures of properties. Like those posts get very little engagement, and it's typically done as a way to appease a homeowner because they've reached out and they've said, our bookings aren't good. You need to push me, and they get pushed on social media and in an email blast. But does it really do anything? Typically not. Doesn't really move the needle a whole lot. No, but where property managers get stuck is, okay, they've got these. Maybe even video. They might have video, they might have great pictures, but they don't have anybody to then edit it. And they're not making, interesting reels that is like telling a story of why you would not only stay in that home, but why you would visit that destination, why you would stay with that company. And the companies that, I know that are really leaning into that, their social media is making an impact. And it's like that actually does drive bookings, and you've got to really tell that story, but it's not easy if you don't have the right people and expertise to be able to do it. So I'm curious how that works, of like what those services are once you've taken the pictures, you've done the video, like what sort of assets are property managers able to also get to promote the properties?
As a social media manager for 7 years for Cassiola already, I got the expertise, let's say, into what does a property manager need to post? What do they need to talk about? Because it's, you have all these nice properties, but sometimes you also want to, with a vacation rental, you actually want to sell the dream of the property. So you want to sell the vacation. So we always tell them like, hey, maybe it's an idea to get people in there. like make a video with some kids that are jumping in the pool, stuff like that. So once we have all the content for the client, they can actually come to us and choose a package where we help them create their social media marketing. Like they can choose their platforms where they want to post on, and then I will have a monthly call with them, see like, hey, what are you looking for? What do you want to talk about? Because it's not only your property, it's also what is happening around your property.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Orlando, it's easy. You have Disney, you have SeaWorld. Now I'm already thinking about Christmas because we're already marketing Christmas right now.
Yeah.
So that is something we also we also offer our property managers, like, okay, you have all this content, give it to us. I'll make a schedule with you, and we make sure that everything goes online and that we create engaging content for you.
Do you have like a best practice for property managers, say, if they're just getting started? Because I think that sometimes you see they flood it and maybe they're not seeing impact, so they stop it. And, it's consistency. Like Alex and I've learned with the podcast, consistency is really key. But I think that some people get overwhelmed by it because they're not seeing an impact. So like for you, is there a best practice of like consistent posting and how long it should take before they start to see other click-throughs to their direct site or something impactful that would be moving the needle for them?
I always say it can take at least 3 months until especially if your page starts from like scratch, it can take up to 3 months until you're really up and running. And like you say, consistency is the key. So I always tell my clients like that posting like 3 to 4 times a week is definitely enough, but make a good mix between a static picture, but also an entertaining video. And also, like I just said, not only your property, but maybe also like a video from the surroundings. Like is there a community pool? Is there a park close by?
Mm-hmm.
So that's also something we do. They can book us for a community video, a walkthrough video, like from the property to the community, for example, or like even a property manager that talks and, does an introduction about the property. Who knows the property best than the property owner themselves?
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's a good mix of that. And just keep the people entertained. Like try to come up with funky stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we just got back from Italy last week, and we did a presentation, the same one that we did when we were at the women's conference back in August. But one of the points was, in trying to get away from, losing the search visibility because of how SEO has changed and AI and everything else, like what are the ways that you can really improve your conversion optimization, both of getting properties and then also getting bookings. And one of our tips was show your team. I mean, make a really robust about us page and show who you are and like what your story is and, why you do what you do. And there's no better way to do that than video. And we showed an example of one of my clients in Hilton had the video that we did for them. And it's like, if a potential homeowner is researching your company, it's really nice to be able to go on and actually not only see the person, but listen to them speak and, understand what the values are of the company before you even reach out. But it's definitely an area that most companies really don't lean into because one, you've got to have somebody that can kind of orchestrate it. You've got to figure out who's going to film it. Not all companies have a CMO or even a marketing director. So it's like, it's out of reach in a lot of ways. But I think, calling you guys probably would make a lot of sense on something like that.
We definitely know what to do. And it's like you say, like this day is so digital. It's all so AI.
Yeah.
And I think a company still needs that personal touch. Like, don't forget about your personal touch.
Yeah.
Like showing your team and really talking to your guests, talking to your owners too, because your owner also knows how they want you to sell their property, like what guests they want and what they want to do with their property. So yeah, that personal touch is still really important, even in this AI tech driven world nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely.
You brought AI up, and I was actually going to ask you about that. I'm working with a property manager in Indianapolis. So not like a traditional vacation rental market, more of an urban market. But they have a lot of dynamic events, conventions, big sporting events. They've got the Indianapolis Colts. There's Indy Speedway is there. They have a lot of like car races and stuff. And one of the things that we were talking about was how can they create kind of something that they become the expert, like the expert of the area. There's a lot to tell, but it's not a traditional market. And we were talking about making sure that you have a lot of content out there so AI can pick it up. So do you see AI being able to pick up the video content down the road? Because I know that there's AI is creating videos, but is there something that it can go through the internet and find the videos as well and the photos and things?
I'm actually not sure yet about videos. I do know that it can read pictures for sure because I use it a lot. I use it a lot for example, social media management. If I have a picture, I just upload it in AI and I ask AI, like, what do you see on here? How would you sell this? What would you say? Like, things like that. But I think there's definitely a way that video will be picked up with AI, or it will definitely come soon in the future too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel, there's definitely platforms out there that make it way easier to edit video. But, I'm also hoping in the future there are more that just make it even easier. I think you for sure need someone with the style and the direction that you guys offer. But there's a lot of the tools that I've played around with, they're okay, but it's still pretty big learning curve to get really used to them. And at the end of the day, it's easier for us to send it to our editor. So we don't end up doing it. But it'll be interesting to see, what other tools come out and how easy it really makes things, I guess. But was curious too. I mean, I'm sure just this conversation has got people thinking of, okay, well, if I wanted to do a video about my team or wanted to get better videos for my properties, this sounds great, but how do I work with you and Frank, knowing that you're based in Orlando? So how does that work for clients out of the area?
So Frank travels a lot, especially like if it's corporate videos, or if we can bundle things together, make it a project, because mostly those companies, they don't want to have just one property. They have this idea, they have this marketing plan, and they want to have it worked out. So if you can work that out together with them, Frank flies out easily. Like, he's gone every month.
Wow.
He's flying somewhere every month. Like, he was just in New York after Verma, he's in San Francisco. He's also, Miami is a little closer a bit. So he flies out. But we also have people, because we lived in Vegas, we know a lot of people that have that know video production. So if it's like smaller projects, then it's sometimes easier for us to just reach out to the people we know that are closer in the area. Or we look for someone new and we just see like, okay, what is your style? Do you fit our Click DNA? And can we work with you? We will always make sure that we can manage it, that we can help the property manager, even if it's far, far away.
Yeah. Gotcha.
We still do jobs in Europe even. So
really?
Well, that's a good reason to go to Europe. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's a long trip. Like, if Frank has to fly in the US, that's nothing. But if he has to go all the way to Europe, but yeah, he had a TV station there, so he knows a lot of people in the industry. So it's easy there to just send someone out. But I think it was in August he flew out because he was a host of an event. I don't know if you know, but Frank was like kind of the jackass in Belgium.
Oh, yes, he told us about that. Yeah.
He had like his own show. So
this is the MTV show, right?
Yes. Yeah. In Belgium, they know him like that. So they still want him for that. So if there's like an event that really fits that kind of freakiness, they just fly him over.
That's hilarious.
And he likes it. I love that. What convention was it that he flew over? I think it was think it was a the woman conference actually, that he flew to Belgium and then for one day, and then he came back, and then it was the woman.
Oh
conference.
my God!
And we have-
Wow,
That's
that's a tight turnaround.
After flying to Italy and it taking 3 days to get there, for me, I can't even.
Yeah.
That's not enough of a turnaround. That's crazy.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he also he worked on some other big name shows as well. I think he mentioned to us in Charleston. I'm trying to think what it was, but wasn't there another big national TV show that he worked on?
He was in the first Big Brother.
That's right, Big
Oh,
Brother.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember he told us that he's like, you know the show Jackass? He goes, I was the Jackass of Belgium, but don't call me the Jackass. He's like, I'm not the Jackass.
But it's not exactly me anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they called him Freaky Frank.
Freaky Frank. Oh my gosh.
And he's like the sweetest guy in the world too. I mean, like, he's so great.
Yeah, I actually met him when he had his own TV show, his own production company there. And that's how I met him, because I was participating in Miss Belgium. So I had to be in all those red carpet events just to, sell myself, let's say.
Yeah.
That sounds wrong, but you know what I mean. I just have to get out there.
It is. Yeah.
And that's how we met.
Wow. That's so cool.
And we had this same dream, like living in the US, and we just did it.
Yeah.
We had our ups and downs, but now Click is almost 3 years now, and it's going super well. And our focus is expanding to so many cities as possible, so we can help as many property managers as possible.
Yeah. Well, I have no doubt that you're going to do it.
Thank you. Thank you for the trust.
We'll be back in just a minute. But first, a word from our premier brand sponsor.
I'm Mercedes, founder of MBX Homes, and we are a co-hosting company based in Southern California. We manage over 100 properties to date, and Lodgify has become the core of our business. Without it, I don't even think our business could run. It truly has become the heart. We're able to see all of the reservations. Our cleaners go into their portal and they make sure all the cleans are done for the day. And of course, our owners know exactly what's happening in their property. And I think that's amazing to have full transparency in your business on both the operational side and your client side. At MBX Homes, we pride ourselves in brand recognition, and Lodgify has truly helped with that. Since we have so many repeat clients, we're easily able to welcome our guests back by sending the direct booking link, and I think that is the feature that has really helped our business grow. By having a direct booking website, not only are we really promoting our own brand and our own properties, we are able to fully control that reservation and make the most profit for both ourselves and, of course, our clients, aka our co-hosting owners. The Lodgify team has been wonderful. They truly have supported so many hosts, including myself. During our onboarding for Lodgify, we had a dedicated person who was with us every step of the way when it came to onboarding. And ever since then, when we have new questions or we're onboarding new properties, we're able to reach out to Lodgify and they are able to help us integrate seamlessly. They're so easy to get a hold of, where if you're getting a hold of them via Lodgify themselves, you're emailing them, or you're calling the support number, somebody is always there to take care of you and to make sure that the problem is resolved in real time. If you're a co-host managing multiple properties, I truly do recommend Lodgify. It's a real tool that we use every single day, and it has only helped grow our business.
Looking to streamline how you manage your short-term rentals? Get started with Lodgify today and get 20% off yearly and bi-yearly plans, plus free personalized onboarding worth over $3,000 when you use the code AAA20 at checkout. This offer is valid until December 31st, 2025. Click the link in the description to get started today.
Do you have a like a target size property manager that you work with? So like, do you work with somebody who maybe is just starting their business all the way up to obviously like a Dennis at Cassiola who has hundreds of units? Just anybody who's interested? Anybody who's interested, because we also do a lot in real estate, because I was a realtor and I know how hard it is to find a good photographer. And we want them to be able to build a brand to keep that consistency. So that's also why we want to be in different markets, because a realtor also has properties in different areas. A property manager, he can be in Miami, he can be in Orlando, he can be in Tampa, and that's only Florida.
like, oh yeah, we have Aruba, for example, too. We're taking over the island there. We have a good photographer there, and he's actually coming to VRMA, so you got to meet him.
Oh, fun.
That's so cool. This is going to air once we get back, but maybe just tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing out there and just kind of what the plan is, in case I'm sure there's plenty of people that listen that won't necessarily be at the show, but just kind of to hear what you guys have going on.
So we are the proud media partner this year of VRMA. And we're going to have our booth like we have on every conference, and everyone will probably recognize because it's bright orange.
Yeah, you can't miss it.
But next to that, we're also going to operate the headshot booth. So everyone can just come by, get their headshots taken. I'm not sure where it is exactly out of my head, but I can definitely give you the booth number if people are looking for that. We will also post that on our social media. And then Frank is going to be running around with his camera. We don't have a drone permission to fly there. They're really strict in Vegas.
Oh,
so
I bet.
There will be an orange drone flying around this time. But yeah, Frank is gonna cover the whole conference. Like really try to get the flow, get the vibe out there. Like what's happening there. Keynote speakers will be highlighted in there. The fun events, hopefully. I heard there was horseback riding and things like that. So.
Oh, yeah. I signed up for that, and I just found out that it's on Sunday. She
got nominated to lead the charge.
And I have to lead it, so I can't get out of it. But no, it'll be. So he's going to be out there taking video of that?
Well, I hope he will be. I'm actually still waiting on the list.
He has to.
But we are there on Sunday. So I think as if we can get the entertainment stuff that happened up front, or like the parties in the evening, that's actually what makes those conferences look.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I think it's so fun though when you look back, especially at a large conference like Vegas. Like you don't remember some of the stuff that happened because it went by so quickly, or maybe you didn't get to a specific party, or you you saw somebody but you didn't get a chance to talk to them, and you're like, did I see them? Did I not see them? So like having these recap videos is always like fun. It's kind of makes me think of like, you know, the end of the school year when they do those wrap ups of like all the stuff that was fun, so it kind of supersedes all the like monotonous work that you had to do. It's like all the fun parts of it, and you're like, oh yeah, that was actually a great time, and I really enjoyed it. So
like on the women's conference, I liked the 80s party.
Oh yeah,
80s or was it 90s?
90s. I think it was 90s. Yeah.
Oh, was it 90s?
Last time it was 80s. Yeah.
I just had an 80s one. That's probably why 80s is in my
They're
head.
all the same, really.
I like that because it makes it.
Yeah.
And that's
for sure.
That's why you need to do with your property too. Like come up with something that's fun. Like we once had a client and he was like, hey, how would it look like if we would have like a mascot or something giving a tour in the house?
Oh, I love it.
We're with you. Come on, let us know. When can we start? Crazy ideas. That's what we're all for. Like we want to be bold. It needs to look cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's
the normal stuff, of course.
There's so many properties out there. I think that's the main takeaway is like, there's so many properties out there, especially if your main source of business is the OTAs, and you've got to do something to differentiate. And whether that's showing your team, whether it's a mascot, whether it's just using video way more than your competition, because most of the competition is not using video. You know, those are the companies that win their market. So
I think so too,
So what's on the horizon for you guys? So you're growing, you're getting into more markets. Is there any new initiative that you're going to unveil in Vegas or maybe jump into next year that you're not doing right now?
Well, I wanted to introduce in Vegas that we're actually going to brand everything under Click. So as I said in the beginning, we have 24/25 Media, which is a video production company. That's now going to become Click Media. Then we have Click Photography, which is going to be the real estate and video vacation rental part. But next to that, we're also going to launch Click Social, or like a social hub. Where we're really going to make it easy for property managers to just like as they're booking services, that they also can just book marketing services on our platforms. So right now they have to contact me in person and email me, but we want to make it all online. But I'm really excited about that part actually, because that's even more what I was already doing. And I'm going to incorporate that a little bit more into Click. But I'm afraid I'm not going to have it 100% ready by Verame because it has been so busy. But yeah, we want to help companies a little bit more with branding, like their headshots, their corporate videos, things like that, and make it easy to book it with us. Yeah, we want to do it all online.
Yeah. Oh, well, that makes it easy. I already have a couple clients that I work with that my wheels are turning, and I will definitely
same here.
I'll be reaching out to you after we end this episode. But
yes, let me know.
I love working with you guys. You guys are the best. But
yeah.
Well, this has been long overdue. I know we had you on the schedule earlier this spring. We had some scheduling conflicts, but I'm so glad that we got to have you on, and especially at this time of the year. I think the conference is going to be amazing for you guys, and I can't wait to see the video of it afterwards and just how you capture that essence. But if anybody wants to get in touch with you, Marissa, what's the best way to reach out?
Well, I would say we do it all online. Go to our website and everything is up there. But if you want to contact me in person, it's going to be my email, marissa@letsgoclick.com. The website is indeed letsgoclick.com. Yeah, that's already a small part of our rebranding. That now it's not Click Real Estate Photography anymore. It's Let's Go Click.
Yes, I love that. Especially when everybody's trying to compete to get clicks right now. And it's been more complicated than ever from a marketing standpoint and anything that you do. So
all the clicks go to us.
Yeah, great.
Perfect.
Awesome. Well, if anybody wants to get in touch with Annie and I, you can go to alexandanniepodcast.com. And until next time, thanks for tuning in, everybody.